Okay, I'm Alvin. I'm the HR head for Daikin Electronics Devices Malaysia. Okay, in my honest opinion, Tetap Hangat has been unexpectedly performing very well, especially since the Raya break. Okay, I think earlier on, of course, we do understand that the circumstances made it quite difficult. In fact, for not only for Tetap Hangat, even for us as a company to get candidates in. However, I think situation has picked up very aggressively through Tetap Hangat. Whereby Tata Hunger has managed to fulfill our requirement and has actually exceeded the requirement that we have initially set during our initial agreement. So I would say that the Tata Hunger team is very aggressive and they are very committed to meet the numbers that they have committed. Okay, in my opinion, Tata Hunger has got a team of young, aggressive and very fun talent to represent the company. So I would say that with this young blood, I would say that the approach to the younger generation of workers is different. Whereby I do happen to know that the approach of the Tetap Hangat is going through social media. So this is a very interesting approach and a very fresh idea. I guess that the older generations in the industry is finding it interesting and something kind of like fresh to reach out to the younger generation. Well, I think for Tetap Hangat team, it is very important for us to stay and to remain relevant in the business, is to always get ourselves ready to embrace the changes. And I think Tetap Hangat is leading the race at the moment, whereby deploying the social media platform is a wonderful approach, and I think it has worked wonders for Tetap Hangat. Yeah, so I think my words for Tetap Hangat is keep up the good work, and we are going to learn from you. Well, I would say that for Tetap Hangat contract workers, of course, they are more, I would say, we do get more feedback from Tetap Hangat itself because of the approach of Tetap Hangat in maintaining communication with the workers. Even if there's any kind of issues or any kind of matters which they are not comfortable to speak directly to their supervisors, they will be speaking to Tetap Hangat representative, and Tetap Hangat representative will channel this feedback to the company. So I think it is a very good three-way interaction, whereby it is for a win-win situation for all. In fact, it is a win-win for the workers, win-win for Tetap Hangat, and of course it's a win-win situation for the company itself. So I think it's a very dynamic approach which is always trying to instill positivity between agents and workers, and also agent with the company representative. So I think this is a very good approach. Well, I think the advantage for contract workers under Tetap Hangat is that I do believe that Tetap Hangat pays them a very competitive package, and I do understand that Tetap Hangat offers a very comprehensive coverage in terms of accommodation and also transportation. So I think that in terms of advantage, I would say that the advantage is always based on the constant and consistent communication between agent and also workers. Because I think in the end of the day, it is not only about providing a job, but it's also to ensure that the satisfaction of the workers is equally maintained. Okay, that was a very interesting so-called turn of event, because at the point that Daikin Electronics, we were pretty much desperate to get workers, especially in terms of our local talents. We did offer to all agents equally the same kind of reward, you see. However, we do see that the initiative of Tetap Hangat to channel this reward into an idea, or so-called into a game, which is in the end of the day rewarding all the participants or so-called workers instead. So I think that in a way we could see that Tetap Hangat is, as what I mentioned earlier on, it's not only about the business but how they engage with the workers within their their agency. I think that is a wonderful thing. So I would say that this is something totally out of the box, whereby Tetap Hangat in fact created a TikTok video on the Squid Game, and this is something which was very very interesting, and I've never seen it being done before in other agents. So I think even the workers who are in the Squid Game, they are still with us, of course, in time, whereby they are serving us and also participating in the Squid Game. They are also adapting to a very new culture, because most of them are pretty fresh. They have never been in manufacturing industry, so I think they will learn to adapt and to know that working is fun. Working in factory is no longer the perception like what their friends might tell them. It's a low class job and so on. It is fun, it is rewarding, and I think that salary wise they might be even earning better than their peers out there. So I think it's a very fantastic job being done by Tetap Hangat. Well done. Okay, one advice that I have always been telling workers is that it doesn't really matter if you are being hired under a contract employment, okay, or so-called you are being hired under an agency, because I believe that agents are rewarding a very competitive package, which is pretty much similar to what companies are providing. And I would say that in the end of the day, it doesn't give much difference between whether you are being hired under the company or you're being hired under the agency. So I think that besides the fringe benefits, of course, in terms of main thing, salary wise, I think it is pretty much competitive. Okay, pretty much similar to what our full-time workers are getting. So I think that as long as you have the heart to work, it doesn't really matter which company you join. Okay, because in the end of the day, like what I always tell my new joiners, you come to work and you build a career. You do not come to work only to get your salary. So I think this is very important for all young bloods out there to remember that to build a career takes years, okay? And you do not be a somebody just overnight. So you got to be patient, you got to learn the skills, and you got to be consistent in your performance. So I think that's what I always tell our new joiners, irregardless whether they are our permanent members or our contract members. So I think I treat them equally the same. Thank you so much.